Hello. The idea of demonstrating to your narcissist how much you love them by showing how much you can take from them is something I'd like to try to squash, because I did that. I definitely felt that, look how much I'm taking. This is how much I love you. That's, I think, the headspace that you occupy. And we move our boundaries, or we ignore our boundaries, and we allow things to happen that we would never, ever had thought we would have allowed. But they lure us in. They make us feel that they're our perfect mate, right? So you're going to put up with maybe a little bit more because the good was so good, and you want to get back to that. So it's nothing that's not understood. I understand why we do it, but I want to help us get some strength back in not doing it. So the other day on the radio was that song by Meatloaf, which I've always loved. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. But those of you a little bit older by age, if you remember when that song came out, everyone was like, what's he talking about? What's that? What does that mean? I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. And nobody knew what that meant. I remember reading an interview, or I think I watched him say it. That is anything that you say it is. It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. He's referring to it as whatever your boundary is, you won't go past it. You'll do anything for love, but you won't go past your boundary. It's setting a limit, really. It was a really brilliant concept and quite ahead of its time for the time. Because he's claiming aloud, out loud, singing it out loud. Guess what? I'll do anything for love, but I have a limit. And I won't do that. And it strikes me so hard when you think about that song in terms of the narcissist relationship. He was stating, there is a point past which I will not go. And he was singing it to her and letting her know right out. It was very honest, as many of his songs are. His songs were very, very honest, totally honest. And if you're not familiar, look them up. Because Meatloaf would sing things that girls don't want to hear. And sometimes. And it was just honest, though. And I think this song is very healthy. For you to have the state of mind, I will do anything for you, but I won't do that, is extremely important. These are the boundaries that you set for yourself. Now, I threw mine out the window, as many of us do when we're in a narcissistic relationship. But there's no reason you can't get that back. You have to maybe try to get that back and say to yourself, whoa, okay, I did have boundaries in place. Where am I? I was so far out of my boundaries that I couldn't believe what I was accepting. And I think what happens is the idea of unconditional love has become so romanticized that we ignore our boundaries to demonstrate the unconditional. It's got to be what we're after doing. We're chasing after proving to the narcissist how much we love them, how we will love them no matter what. I will love you forever, no matter what you do to me, is essentially what our actions are saying. So you're throwing your boundaries out the window because we don't realize it, but essentially, it's not, of course. Our behavior is saying, I'm going to love you no matter what you do to me, and I don't have a that. You have to have some point past which you know you won't go. I think for our own sanity. And I did eventually reach a point that I wouldn't, or even the point that you won't go might be, I've just had enough of this now. Goodbye. But the song for me indicates that our boundaries do count. All of ours, they count. And just because you stand by yours doesn't mean you love them any less. It does mean that you love you. It definitely means that. And you know what? Hopefully more. Hopefully you love you more than you love him. And they always say that. That's another cliche. You should love yourself before you love anybody else. You have to love yourself before you love anybody else. You can't love anybody else until you love yourself. And nobody wants to say, I love me more. It sounds selfish. It sounds awful. It sounds not right. They don't write that into romance novels and romantic movies. I love me more, but sure, I'll love you too. That's never what it says. But I think that's how we should feel. Because loving you first and more and foremost will assure that you won't do that. That you will have a point past which you won't go, a thing you won't accept, a boundary you won't move, a line you will not go past. And that if they inflict upon that, you're good and you're done. And you love yourself more. And you know that you can move on the next day and be just fine because you love yourself more. Maybe that is the whole key. You know what I mean? I don't ever want, again, to be in a confusing emotional place of compromising my own boundaries. That is the first time you move your boundary, the very first time, it is a red flag to you. No matter how small it is, and no matter how romantic they make it seem. I think the first red flag for me, other than the 14 million I got on date number 1 from just his person, and I mentioned this before, he showed up at my doorstep and we didn't have plans and I didn't think I was going to be seeing him, and I was painting and I was dressed like I was painting, and I was made to feel like, oh my God, like you're not even, like, look at you, you're not even shy. I didn't know you were coming up. Like, I should have at that point taken control of the relationship. That was probably day number 4 that I met him. And he was trying to show me his shtick. Okay? His shtick was, I want 120%. I'm going to show up all the time. I love you. I should have noticed all that. And definitely I should have taken the reins back when I had my time interrupted, which I treasure my time. I love alone time. I have to have it. I revel in it. And I even think a friend was there that time that he stopped by. But that's not what I'm talking about. Your alone time is having friends over. Whatever your time is that you do you know what I'm saying? And we were sitting on the porch and my girlfriend said, Renee, he's on the porch. I can see him. She could see him moving around through the glass doors. And I was like, he's here? I was taking like a break out on the porch. I was planning on painting all night. Nope. Take a shower, get dressed, we're going to dinner. Now that kind of stuff might be spontaneous once in a while, and it might sound fun, and it might play romantically in a movie. But if you're in the middle of a painting project and you're gung-ho and you want to get it done, it doesn't really work well. As a regular occurrence and behavior, to be interrupted in every single thing that you do all the time. Because that was just one of many, many times. And the interruption might be, you're visiting with someone, you're with family, you're working, you're trying to, I don't know, whatever it is. But if you don't pull back on that boundary, that would have said nothing except, look, I need to get some things done tonight. I respect myself enough to tell you that you need to go. You know, nicer than that. But I mean, no. I folded away my priorities, jumped up, took a shower, and went out to dinner. And my girlfriend lived here for a little bit. So she was fine, but I mean, I don't want you to think I left my friend flat on the porch. No, she lived here. She was staying with me for a while. I have a guest room. So I feel like that set the tone for the remainder of the hell that I went through, because he knew he could just show it was easy. I gave him no argument. Nothing. I'm going to show him how much I love him. I'll be ready in 10 minutes. The heck? I think we have to de-romanticize the unconditional love. It is a wonderful place to be when you find your place with a person. And many of us feel unconditional love for our children, our pets. But when it comes to relationships, we can't jump right to, I'm going to prove to them how much I love them by taking everything that they throw at me. Because I want to show them that they've never had unconditional love before. That's why they're broken. So I'm going to show them the unconditional love, and then I'm going to fix them out of their problem by getting the unconditional love. That's, I think, now that I look back, now that in all the time I've spent looking back, that's what I've kind of surmised that was in my brain. I'll fix this guy. I'll show him how hard he can be loved. Yeah. And you start moving your boundaries. So I would watch for that. I do not want you to think that if you do hold firm on things that you find important, it in no way, shape, or form indicates that you love them any less. Normally that's not our concern, the narcissist's concern, as to how much we love them. But if you're in the relationship and you're trying to work it out and you don't have to eat crow constantly to show that you love them. You have every right to stand for yourself and what you believe in, and then they should love you too. In a healthy, functioning relationship, they will respect you for having your boundaries, and they will respect those boundaries in a healthy, functioning relationship. So don't maintain, if you're proud of someone that loves hard, like I do. I love hard. My friends, my family, they know when I'm in it, and I love hard. I do. And I don't ever want anyone to say otherwise. So I would do anything for love, but I definitely won't do that now. And I have a list. That is a list. So I will maintain the same way that I am. And if I ever get into a relationship again and I fall and it's all good, I hope I do show that I'll do anything for love, and I'll be complicit in that journey of going somewhere together if I find somebody healthy. But I will definitely have my boundaries, and I won't do that. And whatever that is your that. It doesn't matter what yours is like compared to somebody else's. That's very subjective. It's very personal. So whatever your list is, make it now and start doing it now if you can. Take back pieces of yourself every place that you can.